Hey everyone, welcome back to Teachers That Sparkle. Wow, look at my hair today. I am like all over the place. Nonetheless, I am so excited that you have joined us on our journey and you came back. This is episode number 2. And this week, I want to talk to you about planning for your back to school return. So last week, I talked a little bit about how you wrap up your summer and really start thinking about getting everything done so that you can be prepared for making your transition back. Today, I want to talk to you about that actual transition back. So here's the thing that's very overwhelming about the first couple of weeks back to school. Everything comes at you at once. Now, from the other end, as the principal, I'm going to speak my principal hat right now, and I'm going to tell you, your principal is doing the best that they can. For most districts, it's going to be the exact same, but everybody wants to give teachers everything they can before school gets started. Curriculum departments want to give you all of your curriculum and go through it with you, right? So you have long days looking over curriculum and thinking about what's to come. Then you get to your campus, and your campus wants to celebrate and welcome everybody back, but also has to take care of all of the things that have been discussed over the summer. Policies, procedures, school safety, what happens if, management systems, all of those things that are super important. Then, and this is real, everybody else in the district will come to your principal and say, can I just get 30 minutes here? Can we just do 1 hour here? Can we just do 20 minutes here? And all of that time adds up. So I promise you, your principal is out there protecting you. However, there's only so much we can all do, and we all want to get our information put together. So here are a few tips on how you can get prepared for that return. So one of the things that I used to always do is I started to make folders and binders. Now, you have to remember, I'm old. I started teaching in 1995, and the internet, the computer, it was very, very simple back then. And so we didn't do a lot of digital organization and learning and media and all of that. You may now be at a place where you do everything digitally, and that's perfectly fine. You may be a hybrid person, kind of like me, or you may be old school like I was and just do everything with paper. But for you, I would definitely suggest finding some type of way to keep all of your information, because so much is going to come at you. You're going to want to record the most important things that you have. So either in a notebook, so you can write them down. I always keep a paper planner as well, and it has extra space for writing, or I can add pages into my calendar. That was always very helpful. Binders kind of are out of date at this point, but some people really do love binders still. So you can have a binder and then you can just file your information in. I truly do believe as a teacher, the more you write, the more it gets remembered. I think there's some kind of connection there. And so I always like to take notes. Then I always made sure that whatever calendar system I was using, I had the right dates, the right times, and the right dress code written down. So I mentioned in last week's video that your principal is going to start sending out back to school information, and most principals are going to give you all of the details. They're going to give you the day, the time, the location, what you're going to be doing, and what you should dress. Some districts might be a little bit different, and you may be a little more professional or a little more lenient, so that might not have to be a big deal. But for most districts, all of the ones that I've worked in, for sure, that was part of our process. I always encourage my teachers to write this down or to keep my email message very close by, because days start to run together. You're super stressed, you're super busy, and there's a lot of information coming. The third thing that I would highly recommend is that the earlier you can get in and get your classroom settled, the better. Now, your principal, if they're anything like I was very specific, and I was very kind of pretty hardcore about, you don't come in until this date. And there was a reason. probably most people don't understand the reason. It's so that the custodians can get the job done that they need to get done. So everybody's kind of a ripple effect, right? And so I would put out the very specific date and then any expectations that teachers needed to know. For example, moving of furniture. If you saw a classroom had furniture that you wanted, one of the no-nos is you just couldn't go take it because that wouldn't be fair to the other classroom, right? The other teacher. So we had a system for that, especially with our new staff. We had certain systems for how we were going to move classrooms if we were going to have to do that. We were going to have certain times that the building would be open and who could be allowed in. And that was more after the pandemic and now with school safety. But your principal or your school leader will probably give you that information as well. And then I just say, gear up and get ready. Enjoy the last days that you have with your family. Enjoy the last days that you have for your self-care. Self-care is important, and you're going to want to put that into your regular routine. But these last summer days, they're always kind of those, I don't know, days where you can just go, oh, this is why I love my job. We don't give a whole lot of perks in public education, but having some of those extra days off is one of them. So don't forget, the most important things you want to think about is make sure that you are prepared to take in all of the information from your back to school staff development, that you have your calendar and your systems ready and you write things down, important dates and times, and most importantly, dress code. And then you are also getting in that classroom and getting that heavy work done so that you're not having to worry about it when you have to start going to that staff development. All right, y'all, that is this week's episode of Teachers That Sparkle. Hopefully you got a little something that can help you out, and I will see you next week right back here.